why your ambition is killing you, and why softness might save your life. Welcome to Soft Girl Era, the sacred space where strong Black women unlearn survival, rediscover softness, and reclaim the joy, rest, and freedom they deserve without guilt, without apology, and without explanation. I'm your host, LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, like sweet softness whispered in French, and I'm your guide from burnout to boundaries, from doing to being, from strong to soft, and loving every second of it. Today, I want to share something that completely shattered everything I thought I knew about success, about ambition, about what it means to build a life that doesn't slowly destroy you from the inside out. I recently sat down with Shakia Simmons, a visionary strategist who is doing something truly revolutionary in this world. Shakia is helping Black women entrepreneurs and professionals completely redefine what power looks like when it's rooted in rest, in boundaries, in emotional honesty. She's not just coaching women to make more money or scale their businesses. She's helping them architect lives and careers that don't require them to sacrifice their peace, their health, their joy, or their sanity. And what she shared with me during our conversation was so profound, so necessary, so disruptive to everything we've been taught that I knew I had to bring it to you today. Because here's the thing, we've been lied to. We've been sold a story that softness is the opposite of ambition. That if you want to win, you have to grind until your body gives out. That rest is for people who aren't serious. That boundaries make you difficult, unprofessional, uncommitted. And for Black women, especially, we've been told that survival mode is just the mode, that we don't get to be soft because the world won't let us, that we have to be twice as good, work twice as hard, smile twice as wide, and never, ever, ever let them see us rest. But what if I told you that ease and softness are not the opposite of ambition? What if I told you they are performance strategies? What if the very thing we've been taught to avoid, rest, boundaries, emotional safety, is actually the infrastructure that sustainable success is built on? What if your refusal to slow down is the very thing keeping you from the breakthrough you've been praying for? Let me say that again, louder for the people in the back. Softness is not a luxury, it is a strategy, it is a survival mechanism. It is the thing that will keep you alive long enough to actually enjoy the success you're killing yourself to build. And the data backs this up in ways that should make us all stop and pay attention. Black women are among the most educated and entrepreneurial groups in the United States. We are starting businesses at rates that outpace white women and white men. 17% of Black women are in the process of starting or running new businesses right now. 17%. We are not lacking ambition. We are not lacking vision. We are not lacking drive, hustle, or grit. But here's what the numbers also show. And this is where it gets painful. Black women experience some of the harshest economic outcomes in this country: higher unemployment, lower pay. We earn about 66 cents on the dollar compared to white non Hispanic men. We are more likely to be forced out of the workforce. We are more likely to close our businesses. Not because we failed, not because we weren't good enough, but because we are carrying the unbearable weight of caregiving, systemic bias, and a complete lack of structural support. So when Shakia Simmons talks about the soft girl era for Black leaders, she's not talking about giving up. She's not talking about lowering your standards or playing small. She's talking about refusing to let a broken system break you. She's talking about reclaiming rest, boundaries, and emotional safety as business infrastructure, as essential to your success as a business plan, as funding, as your LinkedIn profile, as your pitch deck. And that's the first big insight I want to share with you today. Softness is a strategy, not a weakness. Embracing rest, emotional honesty, and boundaries can protect your earning power and reduce burnout in a labor market where Black women are both highly entrepreneurial and structurally undervalued. Let me tell you about Pinky Cole. You might know her as the founder of Slutty Vegan, the plant based burger brand that took Atlanta and then the entire country by storm. Pinky is an HBCU grad, a former TV producer, and someone who could have easily stayed in the grinded out, hustle till you drop mode that the restaurant industry not only glorifies, but demands. Restaurants have razor thin margins, brutal hours, and a culture that treats burnout like a badge of honor, like proof that you're committed, that you're serious, that you deserve to be there. But Pinky did something radically different. Before Slutty Vegan, she had a restaurant in New York that was destroyed by fire, a devastating setback, the kind of thing that could push you into permanent survival mode, into a mindset of scarcity and fear and never ending hustle. But instead of rebuilding the same way, instead of recreating the same exhausting patterns, she relocated to Atlanta and started Slutty Vegan as a delivery service, then a food truck, then brick and mortar locations. And as the brand grew, as the lines got longer and the media attention intensified, she didn't just scale revenue, she scaled infrastructure. She built a strong leadership team so the business didn't depend on her being everywhere at once. So she wasn't the single point of failure. She used clear brand values, scholarships, philanthropy, hiring locally to guide decisions and reduce emotional friction. She leveraged media and storytelling strategically, not reactively, so she could control the pace, protect her boundaries, and show up as a whole human being, not just a brand mascot. And the result? Slutty Vegan scaled to multiple locations, national recognition, millions in revenue, all while maintaining a strong, values driven culture. Pinky became an influential voice on entrepreneurship, using her platform to highlight mental health, purpose, and community responsibility, not just hustle porn and grind culture. Her brand's loyal following proves that leading with authenticity, joy, and culture can be a serious growth engine, not just a nice to have. Pinky Cole didn't build big by grinding herself into the ground. She built big by being intentional about how she wanted to live and work. That's softness of strategy. That's power wrapped in peace. Now, here's the second insight Shakia Simmons shared with me. And this one is going to challenge a lot of us because it goes against everything we've been taught. You can build your business around your wellness, not after it. We've been conditioned to believe that you build the business first, you make the money first, you prove yourself first, and then maybe if there's time left over, if you haven't completely collapsed, you rest. You take care of yourself after you've taken care of everything and everyone else. But research shows that women, especially Black women, frequently close or step back from businesses due to caregiving and personal pressures. We are juggling aging parents, children, partners, community obligations, church responsibilities, and our own mental and physical health. And when the business model doesn't account for that reality, when it's built on the fantasy of unlimited time and energy, something has to give. And too often it's us. Too often we are the sacrifice we make to keep everything else running. So, what if from the very beginning, from day one, you designed your business model, your schedule, your offers, your pricing around your real life? What if you said, I'm only taking clients on Tuesdays and Thursdays because I need the other days for my health, my family, my rest, my sanity? What if you priced your services high enough that you didn't have to say yes to every opportunity just to make ends meet? What if you built a team or a network of collaborators so you weren't carrying everything alone, so you had people to lean on when life got heavy? That's not unprofessional. That's not lazy. That is risk management. That is sustainable business design. That is choosing to build something that can last because you're still standing. Let me tell you about Melissa Butler. Melissa is the founder of the Lip Bar, a vegan, cruelty free beauty brand that you can now find in Target and Walmart on shelves next to the big legacy brands. But before she was on those shelves, before she had distribution deals and brand partnerships, she was a Wall Street analyst who noticed that mainstream beauty ignored darker skin tones, unique undertones, the full spectrum of Black beauty. So she started making lipstick in her Brooklyn kitchen, focusing on bold colors, non toxic ingredients, and representation that felt real. And then she went on Shark Tank, and they told her no publicly on national television in front of millions of people. They dismissed her vision, questioned her market, reinforced the idea that what she was building wasn't serious, wasn't investable, wasn't worth their time or money. But Melissa didn't shrink. She didn't change her vision to fit their narrow expectations. She didn't make herself smaller to make them more comfortable. She doubled down on authenticity and community. She built a brand that speaks directly to women of color and their real beauty experiences, their real needs, their real desires. She leveraged e commerce, social media, and storytelling to grow a loyal base before and alongside retail. She chose values aligned growth, staying true to ingredient standards and representation, even when it was harder, even when it was slower, even when people told her she was leaving money on the table. And now the Lip Bar products are sold in thousands of retail locations nationwide. Melissa turned a very public no into long term brand credibility and a compelling founder story that emphasizes resilience without glorifying self sacrifice, without pretending that the pain was the point. Melissa Butler built her business around her values, her community, and her truth. She didn't wait for permission. Yeah, she didn't wait for validation from people who couldn't see her vision. She built softly, strategically, and powerfully. And she proved that you can reject the rules and still win. And that brings me to the third insight from my conversation with Shakia Simmons. And this one might be the most important. You must architect your own support ecosystem. In a world where Black and Latinx women founders receive around 1% of venture capital, and Black founded teams receive just 0.3% of VC funding, waiting for traditional systems to validate you, to invest in you, to open doors for you is a losing strategy. The system was not built for us. It was not designed to see us, support us, fund us, or celebrate us. So, what do? We build our own tables. We create community capital. We form peer advisory circles. We collaborate with other founders who get it, who understand the unique challenges we face. We cultivate values aligned customers who will pay us what we're worth because they believe in what we're building, because they see themselves in our work. And this is not just a nice idea. This is survival. This is strategy. This is how we thrive in systems that were designed to exclude us. Right now, we are living through what some economists are calling an exit economy. Since early 2025, hundreds of thousands of Black women have lost jobs, remained unemployed, or been pushed out of the labor force entirely. This is not a blip. This is not a temporary downturn. This is a structural crisis. Black women face higher unemployment rates, lower earnings, and we are being economically sidelined from traditional employment at alarming rates. And in response, many of us are turning to entrepreneurship, not because it's trendy, not because we saw it on Instagram and thought it looked cute, but because we are being pushed out of spaces that never protected us in the first place. And now we are creating businesses that better align with our health, our dignity, our values, and our financial goals. Some of us are launching consulting practices. Some of us are building beauty brands. Some of us are opening restaurants. Some of us are creating digital products, coaching programs, community spaces, healing practices. And many of us are intentionally designing businesses that allow flexible hours, remote work, project based income, structures that better accommodate caregiving, mental health needs, and the full complexity of our lives. This is not just entrepreneurship, this is a movement. This is Black women refusing to be broken by systems that were never built for us. This is us choosing softness, choosing alignment, choosing to build work that honors our mental health, our families, our purpose, and our right to rest. And despite systemic barriers, despite limited access to capital and networks and supportive policies, these businesses are creating jobs, local economic activity, and culturally resonant products and services. Women globally, including Black women, are increasingly shaping innovation and new market offerings. We are at or above parity with men on bringing innovations to market in many countries. We are not waiting for permission. We are building our own ecosystems. And that is power. So here's what I need you to hear today. Really hear. Softness is not the opposite of ambition. It is the foundation of sustainable success. You can build your business around your wellness, not after it. And you must architect your own support ecosystem because the traditional systems were never designed to hold you, to see you, or to celebrate you. This is your soft girl era. This is your invitation to unlearn survival, to release the cape, to stop performing strength at the expense of your well being, your health, your joy, your life. This is your permission to rest without explanation, to set boundaries without apology, and to build a life and business that feels as good as it looks. Now, here's my challenge to you. I want you to stop right now and ask yourself this question. Where in your work or business are you still performing strength at the expense of your well being? Where are you still grinding when you should be resting? Where are you still saying yes when your body is screaming no? Choose one area: your schedule, your client boundaries, your pricing, your role at work, your relationship with your phone, your commitment to people who drain you. Choose one. Now define one new boundary or supportive practice. No meetings after 3 p.m. twice a week. Raising your rates to reflect your true value and the transformation you provide. Saying no to unpaid office housework that keeps you busy but not promoted. Turning off notifications after 7 p.m. hiring support so you're not doing everything alone. Commit to testing it for 30 days. Track how it affects your energy, your income, your relationships, and your sense of peace. Write it down. Tell someone. Make it real. Because here's the truth: you deserve to build something that doesn't break you. You deserve to lead from a place of rest, not depletion. You deserve softness, joy, boundaries, and peace. And the world desperately needs what you're building when you're whole, when you're rested, when you're free. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting until you've earned the right to rest. You've already earned it. You were born deserving it. Your soft girl era starts now, not tomorrow, not when the business is bigger or the money is better or the kids are grown. Now, choose yourself. Protect your peace. Build your empire softly. And watch what happens when you stop surviving and start thriving. Thank you.